guys who had a company. He had essentially a Yellow Pages company.
On Musk.
Well, he's a complicated figure. Initially, he was sort of one of those guys who had a company. He had essentially a Yellow Pages company, online Yellow Pages company. And then he made some money, and like a lot of people. But instead of going in the direction other people went, which was to become sort of a weekend VC or start a dry cleaning delivery service, which to me was really stupid, he started moving into cars and like Hyperloop and space, and that was different and really ambitious. And he didn't invent Tesla; other people did. And SpaceX was something. He was sort of like Jobsian in that way. He could see where it was going.
You were a fan of his early on, right?
Yes, I was. I wouldn't say fan. I was not like his man fans.
But do you feel like you got him wrong in some ways? That you
no,
based on who he is now?
No, I don't. I think people change. I don't. I get that people see that, and I really was inspired by what he was doing. He was very Jobsian, and he really had some vision of where things were going. Cars. There is no way we would be where we are in the EVs and electric cars without Elon Musk. There's just hands down, and he gets all credit. Same thing with space innovation. And so there was a lot to really admire, a lot of it. I always joke, I like Space Karen and I like Car Karen, but I do not like social media Karen.
What happened to him?
He always had those elements, the boob jokes, the penis jokes, whatever, the memes. And it was always there, and you were always like, wow, you're a little old for those jokes, right? But it wasn't unusual, because a lot of tech people are like that.
So the reason I'm making this video, or whatever this is because who the fuck is this person? I mean, it boggles my fucking mind. Now, I've never heard of her, but I imagine I probably might have read some articles she's written, but I don't know the person. Apparently she's, really mainstream in tech world, on Silicon Valley and all that shit, like for years, whatever. So, she's renowned, and it's probably, I don't know what her writings write like. I know that little bit right there blew my fucking mind. As if sense of humor is a matter of maturity. As if one's sense of humor, the things they find, funny, is necessarily a measure of anything else, or that we could possibly measure anything else. How does someone come to their sense of humor? That's a very complicated, very probably Freudian, a child development thing. That changes over time. Like I said, like some people possibly don't have room in their little pea fucking brains for humor. Because they're so concerned and so worried about things and structures and social structures and status, and that they avoid comedy because they're so serious about their life. And so to not be a kettle calling things black. Okay. And that's, there are a type of people out there that take their life very seriously. And I imagine that they probably could be a retail clerk, a government official, or a fashion design. I don't know, right? I imagine this type of person can take their life really serious, regardless of the scale or scope of their status or implications on society. Which, hey, that's their right. That's understandable. Hey, if you work at Circle K, a local convenience store, and you take all your bills very serious, and you take your job very serious, and who you're going to marry, and these are things that you're solid in, and you understand whatever. Okay, that's fine. But you have some people who a little more carefree, and work at Circle K and a little laid back. And how you do? Hey, I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. And that's okay too. I mean, but I guess the balance of life. The balance of life you think would require this woman to acknowledge that her personality type, her development, and then her perspective on the world cannot be the end-all be-all. And to have such a it's okay to think that boob jokes and dick jokes are immature for you, and you don't care for them. But as she goes on there, she says, a lot of people in tech have this humor. But it's obviously a problem for her. It's obviously something she thinks is a waste of time, isn't very funny, is a sign of maturity level, not a desperate pool of social awkward people who, haven't been to a strip club because they're too shy to go and haven't seen a set of titties since they peeked in the girls' locker room when they're boys. Boys, not adults, by the way. And so, as adults, their humor seems to be somewhat immature because they've yet to, who knows why. But then again, I'm not researched in this area of cognitive behavior or psychology, but I'm researched enough in psychology to understand that can be left over. You find that humor because you want to not let go of that period of time. It's sort of a renaissance. It's sort of reminiscent. It's sort of, it's, like me, I have friends that I probably have a certain set of jokes. And then when I'm around them, like, I can hint at them because, I don't know, me and Vern, good friend of mine. Hey, Vern, what's up? Good morning, sweet cheeks, right? And that's just being his. I don't do that with all my friends. Not that, I mean, it's just our little thing, so there's something she's really missing here about reality, about merit, about value that I don't see, and this is the problem with Karens. Now, I don't understand when she said car Karens. I don't know what that means necessarily. I understand what a Karen is, but not well enough. I don't want to know what a real Karen is. I don't really care what woke people think about Karens or like the bitch talks about the rich and responsibility as if she's got the fucking the only see, this is the problem. If you think you know how the rest of the world should live, you absolutely do not. The best you can do is have a good paradigm for your life, the people in your life, and the things you do in your limited ability to affect the world and understand the world. That's the best you can do, is have a real good, solid paradigm and hand that down to your kids, and hopefully they're in an environment that paradigm and value system helps them succeed in, because there's all sorts of different paradigms out there. There's all sorts of different environments, and you can't have one rule to rule them all. I mean, that's what Lord of the Rings, and you can't have one rule to rule them all, because that will be corrupted. It will be, in the end, it'll turn out to be the most evil thing in the world. So when you have these rules you think are universal about how people should behave, you're probably kind of evil. All right, I'm going to continue with the video.
They love dumb jokes or dumb memes. Something happened in the wealth creation. Everyone gets affected differently by wealth. Some people can handle it. Other people cannot. And so we had elements of that.
Again, what does she fucking mean? Yeah, we know some people can handle power and some people can't. Some people can handle success and some can't. I couldn't. The first time I found real success, fuck no. Went off the hook. People hate me for that. I understand. It was my fault. I should have done better. But but when she says some people can handle it and some people can't, this is how evil people can talk and not sound like they're evil fucking people. Because if she wrote out a diagram and put on paper, and she might have somewhere. There becomes a point when evilness becomes arrogant. But if she explained what she thinks is the proper way to handle wealth, you might go, wow, you're a sick bitch. Or maybe not. Maybe you're a sick bitch like her and go, yes, that's the way. But they believe it is. They believe that anyone who goes outside these preferences, right, are doing it wrong and don't know how to handle wealth. And no, they're evil. There's no one rule to rule them all. How someone handles their success, we don't know why some people might not be able to handle it as well as others. We don't know why some people seemingly handle it well, because Bill Gates turned out to be pretty fucking evil. And I'm pretty sure she's going to say Bill Gates handled his wealth right. Oh my God, the fucking shit that dude tries to do, but because they align with her values, he handles wealth right. And the implications she's making. Okay, so I'm going to continue on. I can't handle this. I get so fucking pissed.
In him, that contrarianism, something happened during COVID. If you notice, there was a lot of, happened in Canada, it happened everywhere. There was some sort of radicalization. You know, he got mad that he couldn't run his factories, couldn't do what he wanted. We had an interview where I challenged him on his COVID rants, and he said, I read everything. I was like, well, you're not a medical doctor, and you have no idea what's happening. He threatened to leave the interview. He had never done that.
All right, so here's the problem. This bitch lives in a fucking a deluded world. Just in her talking right now, I can point out the logical inconsistencies of her perspective. You don't hear it here because I was trying to clip this just to show you, because the part that just sent me off the fucking rage fucking reply or whatever you want to call it. Early on in this interview, she talks about how she instantly saw in the 90s, she was dating some Russian genius, showing her email, and she downloaded a whole book onto her computer. This is the America Online days, Calvin and Hobbes, with pictures. And she said it blew her away, and she instantly recognized the implications of and how this could affect everything and manipulate everything. How dangerous it was. All right. So that being said, after she says she recognized how this thing could just massively be used in society for all sorts of things, is in denial that that actually happened. In denial that the current way information is being disseminated on the internet by scientists, by government, by doctors. Oh, but no. Now suddenly that's a conspiracy theory, even though this chick said in the 90s, she recognized how that could just fucking change everything and be abused. And then we're here in an era where it's been abused. And these people say, that can't be possible. That's just ridiculous. You're so stupid. That alone, just right there. Like, whether we say it's possible, You said it's possible then. You said you recognize it. But all you can say is, that's not true now, though. 20 years later, 30 years later, but it's not true now. It hasn't happened. Why hasn't it happened? If you saw how it could be abused, why wouldn't it be abused? We know the porn industry abused it, right? That's how they got rich. That's how the internet was made. But we know they were breaking the rules. We know teenagers and kids still to this day are looking at porn. So the porn industry abused the fuck out of it to get rich. We know it's happened. But so why would we point out that the government and scientists are fucking abusing the information technology that's out there? You motherfuckers go, nah, no way. How stupid are you? God damn, that makes me mad. The pure dumbness of it, the pure blindness of it really makes me mad. You admit to it. You say, I was first to know it. I've understood this for a long time. Oh, but it hasn't happened. Because that's human nature? Because politicians have always been good people? Teachers have never been considered the enemy? Hello? You listen to Pink Floyd. Hey, teacher, leave us kids alone. Why the fuck do you think teachers are so great all of a sudden? Because there are a few great ones, but most suck. Fuck. I mean, we're talking about archetypes. We're talking about history we can all agree on. But your conclusions, a lot of people's, I don't know, yours or theirs, someone's, don't line up with what we can all agree was the past. We can all agree that the government has lied repeatedly. Science has been wrong repeatedly. And evil people exist, and they take positions in places of power. But somehow, not this group of politicians, not this group of scientists, not in this day and age of where technology can be manipulated to fucking do some really evil shit. Not these guys. Fuck around. They can't even, the fact that they're so not even open to it, as if it's just a matter of fact that I'm a conspiracy theorist, and Elon was just mad because he can control his fucking companies. Fuck you! God damn you shallow sons of bitches. Because you know you're part of the fucking power structure that's taking over the goddamn media, and you don't want to give it up. You don't want to play nice. You don't believe in playing nice. But you profess that you're nice people. Fuck off. God damn, I'm mad.
That was odd. And then, you heard rumors of his use of ketamine. They all were using it. Like, let me tell you, this is not an uncommon thing in tech. You couldn't go anywhere without people talking about it. And so I think the Wall Street Journal did a great job of something everybody thought was happening.
Because they say the people around him are enabling him.
Yes. Well,
wait. Say again. This is this is dumb thinking. You just admitted all of them are on it. So why was Elon Musk outed for it? And nobody else was. It's a hit job. It's not a informative that people should know. Everybody knows in the industry. So for anybody to out one guy at one particular moment, you know it's for evil purposes because he's not stepping in line. And no, it's not a good thing. Now, whatever you feel about ketamine use, I've never done it. If they're all doing it in the tech world, how's Elon the corrupt one? Why is Elon getting thrown under the bus? Because nobody else's stock gets hurt by this. No one else's career gets hurt by this. If everyone's doing it, you can't say going after Elon Musk has merit. That's logically inconsistent with any sort of philosophy. You can't say we all knew everyone was doing it, right? Because that's what she said. Her own words. Everybody knew. Everyone was doing it. So, why was Elon outed? Because he's not playing the corrupt government game this bitch was playing. It's so fucking obvious. Why? She would think, oh, but that's good. Elon bad. Elon Academy, Elon bad, take Elon down good. Fuck no. God damn it.
What was interesting is they linked it to the board, which everyone made money. Like this guy he started to really remind me of Howard Hughes. Like if you had to make a comparison, like everybody was making dough off of this guy, and so he could do whatever he wanted.
But that's the point of fucking business! You fucking communist little fucking cunt! Oh no! Everybody around him and everything he touched made money! That's good! Fucking versus Putin, right? Where now he owns all of Russia. Is that good? Because basically, Putin, as the czar, president, whatever you want to call it, king of Russia, has all the wealth of Russia, of every company and every citizen. Putin controls it all. No one's getting rich in Russia but Putin. And you're condemning Musk because everything he touched turned to gold and everyone around him got rich. That's good. You dumb cunt.
And it ran smack dab into a God complex that he always had, right? And he started to say things like, if Tesla doesn't work, humanity is doomed. And you're like, okay, like it was you don't.
All right. I'm going to try to be fair. I'm obviously an Elon fan, all right? But he is the biggest lying motherfucker when it comes to marketing his companies for their success. Now, to what degree those lies are real, or we should, because what advertisement company is going to say, well, just try to promote his company. Just, okay, like, yeah. Elon is a master marketer. I don't know if he believes in climate change. Man-made climate alarmist climate change is what I'm talking about. I don't know if he believes that shit because the numbers don't add up, and he seems to be pretty good with fucking numbers. I've actually seen him lie about the numbers because I wouldn't did them. But he did it on the fly, so he could come back and say, oh, yeah, I got the exponential wrong or something like that. He promotes his companies pretty damn good. He's a little Machiavellian, and you almost have to be sometimes in business, and that sucks. This is the reality of business. Yes, there are things to try to avoid that are hard to avoid on your rise to Howard Hughes, Rockefeller, whatever. Yes. Bill Gates, though. I mean, yes. And it's not even that I don't understand. It's not that I don't get their perspective or their view about responsibility and wealth. These type of people, though, would kill us all to avoid the evil of an individual. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't think they get how important societies are in the merit of their beliefs and philosophy. Freedom of speech, two-way, because they think restricting these things are how you control Elon Musk and Rockefeller. And to some degree, of course, they're right. But you can't use tools you think are... If I use slavery to end slavery, what odds? What are the odds I'm actually going to end slavery? Right? If I went out and enslaved a whole bunch of New Guineans or just whatever, and I took them and I conquered America with my New Guinea slaves because I wanted to free America from slavery. What are the odds? You think that would work? I mean, just fundamental, philosophical, like, do you think I'm going to give up my New Guinea slaves, or that somehow that approach is ever going to actually, even if I won the battles that I needed to win, you think if I used slavery, I could eradicate slavery? Okay, so this is what they're doing. They're trying to, they say they're all about democracy and freedom as they infringe on democracy and freedom. So either they're fucking dumb, which that's quite possible, or they have alternative motives and they don't give a fuck about freedom and democracy. Some other goal is more important to them. But if they say what that goal is, well, then they lose all their support, and then they lose all their donations, and then it goes, whoop, sorry. Yeah, we're not about that. We thought you were about freedom and democracy. And this is why I think it's dangerous. This is why I'm making this video. People like this woman, I think, are deceitful, but have sold themselves so much on their fucking cause that deceitfulness is all right. And that deceitfulness turns into a religious belief. The way atheists say, how can you believe in a God? You're lying to yourself. But if you believe in God, like you're like, no, I'm not. Same thing with these people. They know they're lying. But they've been doing it so long, and they believe it's so worthwhile and of such high merit that they don't believe they're lying anymore. It's a problem. It's a fucking problem.
What do you say to that? Like, that's a little dramatic, honey. You know, that kind of thing. And there was nobody who didn't hear about his partying, right? The board let it happen because they all made not just a little money on the board, hundreds of millions of dollars. They also kind of liked it, this idea of, you know, fighting the man. That started to really infect the rich people of Silicon Valley quite a bit, a little too much. Not just Elon, but everybody. You know, we're fighting the man. And I'm like, you are the man. You know, it's amazing, incredibly rich and powerful.
See, so this is like, I want to give this woman some credit. Because she's obviously not dumb. And like I said, I don't know what her writings are like. Right? So, she could have these standards when she hits the office that really help cut through her own biases, because she might be smart on that. She might have realized that biases fuck up journalism. I don't know, but let me say, let me, I don't really think this, but she might. Let's say when she gets in that office and she starts writing an article, back in the day, whenever she, was young, maybe she had these 10 commandments or 5 commandments about how she approaches any story. And she's done that. So maybe when she gets in the office, she really, because like, for me, now I'll fight and argue with anybody to the fucking umpteenth whatever, in the bar, grocery store, I don't care. It's something I need to work on. But it's kind of a part of my personality. If I don't think I'm wrong, you're not going to sit here and tell me I'm wrong. And I'll sit here for a long time, if I have the time, till I'm blue in the face, or you are. But anyways. But when I go to work, whether it was for a big company or my own business, a customer can be dumb and wrong in 1,000 different ways. But I didn't care. And I would just approach it as, what's the problem? Can we fix the problem? How can we fix the problem so the customer leaves here, even though there was a problem, still thinking we're the best, right? As long as my customers leave with a good feeling, right? And they pay their bill, then that's good for the company, that's good for us. So arguing with them is the last thing you want to do, because, unless you're arguing to let them win, right? That's a really evil technique. Because I just need them to leave like they feel good. Some people love winning, right? I love winning. So, anyways, I have a different way of going about everything I do when I'm at work versus where I'm, like, in this interview. Like, maybe this is her, but she's dedicated enough, properly educated, back before journalists were trained to be activists, when journalists were trained to be journalists, that she's incorporated a certain amount of biased blocking techniques so that when she's writing about tech, writing about business, writing about these things, these personal preferences don't creep in so bad, right? And so she's a good journalist. even with those perspectives, I believe she can still be a good journalist of worth, and you should read her because she breaks it down because of her commandments she's dedicated to, that these weird personal preferences don't damage the article. It's possible because she's she's right when these people are saying, "Oh yeah, just fight against the man," and she goes, "You are the man." So she obviously has a understanding of reality that is pretty agreeable by most people. That that's kind of the reality, right? And so, man, she pisses me off though. And I'm trying not to be overly judgmental or as if she's the enemy, but she certainly smells like the enemy to me. Anyways.
People tell you they're fighting the man, and you kind of look around and you're like, I believe you.
Why do you think they talk to you? I mean, that interview with Mark Zuckerberg where it looked like he was going to...
I was hit the wrong button. Yeah. So here it is, right. So as Silicon Valley was telling her, we're just fighting the man. And she goes, yeah, but you're the man. So is she. And she doesn't realize it. Just like those smart techies didn't realize that they're the man now. Or maybe they did. She's now the man too. And she doesn't realize it. See, that's where it starts to get, oh my, wow. She's the man now. Along with these tech giants, and just like they're blind to it, because she's human, and this stuff doesn't matter how smart you are, she's blind to it in her own. And if you took those blinders off, most likely, she would rearrange the way she's thinking, her paradigms, to match up with her actual value system, right? Because that's why people lie to themselves, because they have a certain value system that they believe in, environmentalism, Democrat, Christianity, whatever. Okay, and so in order for them to believe that they're living up to that value system, they will lie to themselves about things about their doing, so that it can match up with that. And generally, because most people actually want to achieve those values, if you can take those blinders off of self-delusion, of self-lying, deceit, and they go, oh man, you're right. They will analyze their behaviors and adjust to match those values. Some people say, oh, fuck. Well, fuck those values because I want to do this instead. Okay, that's when you go, oh, you're evil then. All right? You just realized that you're evil, and you said, hey, I'm fucking evil because I thought I had these value systems, but obviously I was lying to myself. Now that you showed me I'm lying, I'm just going to go with the fucking other values, throw those values out, whatever value, I don't know if you got that. Okay. That's it. I'm done.